Melbourne's train network has 17 lines. However, there are another two more unknown lines lingering in the western suburbs. These lines are the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines, which are often forgotten as they are not electrified. The origin of these lines is also quite interesting with how different they are. The Melton and Wyndham Vale lines are both metropolitan railway services operated by V-Line, which are incorporated into sections of the regional Ballarat and Geelong lines. The Melton line has existed for several decades, however the Wyndham Vale line is a much more recent addition, having only opened in 2015. The railway line to Melton first opened in 1884. The line diverged from what is now the Sunbury line at Braybrook Junction, now Sunshine. There were 3 stations on the Melton line when it opened, those stations being Deer Park, Rockbank and Melton. At the time of its opening, Melton was the terminus of the line until 1887 when it was extended to Bacchus Marsh and later Ballarat. The Wyndham Vale line opened much more recently in 2015 as a part of the Regional Rail Link project. The Wyndham Vale line follows the Melton line as far as Deer Park, where it then diverges south towards Tarneit and Wyndham Vale, then continues beyond Wyndham Vale towards Geelong. The Melton and Wyndham Vale lines both begin at Southern Cross Station, running out of platforms 1 through to 8, 15 and 16. Trains departing from platforms 1 to 8 run along the eastern side of Spencer Street Yard, then utilising the North Melbourne flyover to bypass North Melbourne Station to the west. Trains departing from platforms 15 and 16 instead run on the western side of Spencer Street Yard before passing under the North Melbourne flyover. From here, trains will also bypass North Melbourne Station to the west, running between this station and North Melbourne Yard, before connecting back up to the other pair of tracks as it passes under CityLink. Following this, the lines then run out west, paralleling the Sunbury, Werribee and Williamstown lines along the regional rail link tracks, sharing trackage with the Bendigo line. Just before reaching South Kensington Station, there is a crossover connecting the regional lines to the suburban Werribee and Williamstown lines, followed by another crossover connecting to the Sunbury line on the other side of South Kensington Station, allowing for regional trains to run on the suburban lines if needed. Geelong line trains can also remain on the Werribee and Williamstown lines to make a bigger diversion via the Werribee line if needed. However, none of these diversions occur often. The Geelong line diversion via Werribee cannot be used by Wyndham Vale services, as this track bypasses the Wyndham Vale line entirely. The Ballarat, Geelong and Bendigo lines bypass South Kensington Station to the south, but with the Sunbury line bypassing the station to the north. From here, you can also see the western end of the Metro Tunnel, which is due to open in 2025. After passing over the Maribyrnong River, the regional lines pass over the suburban Werribee and Williamstown lines, shortly before arriving into Footscray Station. Footscray Station features 6 platforms, with the regional lines using platforms 3 and 4, Sunbury using 1 and 2, and Werribee and Williamstown using 5 and 6. Originally, platforms 3 and 4 were electrified and numbered as 1 and 2. However, as part of the regional railing project, they were de-electrified and renumbered to 3 and 4 as another 2 platforms were built on the north side for the Sunbury line trains, which were numbered platforms 1 and 2. At Footscray, the Werribee and Williamstown lines diverge away to head south towards Newport. It should also be noted that Footscray is pick-up only for outbound V-Line services and drop-off only for inbound V-Line services, including the suburban services to Melton and Wyndham Vale. Just after leaving Footscray, the regional lines continue to parallel the Sunbury line, with the North East standard gauge line to Albury and Sydney also running on the north side of the Sunbury line. This line continues west for approximately 750 metres before passing by Middle Footscray Station, which is in close proximity to West Footscray Station, neither of which are served by Melton and Wyndham Vale line trains. Continuing about another 750 metres west of West Footscray, the railway lines then pass by Tottenham Yards, one of Melbourne's most major freight terminals, while also paralleling Sunshine Road before passing by Tottenham Station. The lines continue another 1.5 kilometres west before making a bend towards the northwest on the approach to Sunshine. On the approach to Sunshine Station, there is a crossover from the Sunbury line to the regional lines. allowing for regional services to cross back over onto the regional tracks if they were diverted onto the Sunbury line for whatever reason. Following this crossover, the line arrives into Sunshine Station. Now, Sunshine Station is a major station with so many things to cover that really deserves a video of its own. However, I will briefly go over what there is here. Sunshine Station is probably the most major station on the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines outside of the city. Sunshine features 4 platforms, 2 suburban and 2 regional. Platforms 1 and 2 are served by Sunbury line trains, while platforms 3 and 4 are used by Melton and Wyndham Vale line trains. Weirdly, all Bendigo line trains run express through Sunshine. I have no idea why this is, but this is awkward as it means that there is no direct way to change to or from the Bendigo, Ballarat and Geelong lines. To do that, you would have to change at Footscray. The North East Standard Gauge line also passes to the east of Platform 1. There is also a major bus interchange at Sunshine, which is served by 14 routes, including the 903 Orbital Smart Bus. Sunshine is set to be further upgraded into a super hub, as there are plans to construct additional regional platforms to allow Bendigo line trains to stop here. The station is also set to be served by the Airport Rail Link and Suburban Rail Loop. There may also be the possibility of trams to Sunshine in the future. Just like Footscray, Sunshine is also pick-up only outbound and set-down only inbound for V-Line services. At Sunshine, the Sunbury line continues northwest, with Bendigo line trains diverging onto the suburban tracks on the down end of the station. The Melton and Wyndham Vale lines then diverge away from Sunshine to the west. After diverging away from the Sunbury line, the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines pass under Anderson Road, which was grade separated in 2014 as part of Regional Rail Link. Continuing about another 1 kilometre west, the line passes over Cororoit Creek. Then about another 1.1 kilometres later, the line arrives at the first V-Line only station, which is Ardeer Station. Ardeer Station opened in 1929 and is by far the most basic station on the line. Ardeer was later renamed to Ardeer Siding a few years later and was later closed in 1956. Ardeer later reopened in 1977 when the line from Sunshine to Deer Park was duplicated. Ardeer Station is only served by trains on the Melton line, with all Wyndham Vale line trains running express through the station. Overall, there isn't really much to say about Ardeer Station. However, it is the least used station on the line. It is also a rare case of a station that has better bus frequency than train frequency, as trains only stop here hourly and weekends. About another 730 metres west of Ardeer, the line passes under Fitzgerald Road, which is grade separated in 2022 as a part of the level crossing removal project. The line also passes under the M80 Ring Road shortly before arriving at Deer Park Station. Deer Park Station is unique as it is the only V-Line station to have been rebuilt as part of the level crossing removal project, also making it the only Skyrail station to not be served by metro trains. Deer Park was rebuilt in 2023 with the removal of the level crossing at Mount Derrimut Road and is also one of 3 original stations on the Melton line, having first opened in 1884. Unlike Ardeer, Deer Park is served by both Melton and Wyndham Vale line trains. The station is frequently used by passengers changing between trains on the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines as it serves as the junction station between the 2 lines. The station features a massive car park as well as a bus interchange under the Skyrail. There is also some nice green space as well as a waiting room in the concourse area. Deer Park really contrasts from most other Skyrail stations as it was built for how most people choose to get to the station, which is driving. Continuing about another 1.2 kilometres west, the line passes over Robinson's Road, which is grade separated in 2022 and is also the site of the West Deer Park Junction, with the Melton line continuing west while the Wyndham Vale line diverges south. The Melton line continues about 1.7 kilometres west of the junction, then arrives into Caroline Springs Station. Caroline Springs Station features an island platform and is one of the newest stations on the line, having opened in 2017. Despite being named Caroline Springs, the station is actually located in Ravenhall, which is in the middle of nowhere. In fact, the station is located 4 kilometres from the Caroline Springs town centre. To reach the station, you must either drive or wait for an infrequent bus. The station features a crossover on each end, allowing trains to terminate here if needed. However, this does not occur frequently. There is also a disused freight siding that diverges to the south of Caroline Springs. West of Caroline Springs, the line runs for over 8 kilometres without stopping, passing through the small town of Mount Atkinson on the way. The line then arrives into Rockbank Station. Rockbank Station is the second of 3 original stations on the Melton line, having opened in 1884 as Mount Atkinson and was later renamed to Rockbank in 1889. Rockbank Station used to serve what was once the small town of Rockbank, however now serves as the nearby growth area of Aintree in addition to the growth area of Rockbank. Rockbank Station was upgraded in 2019 as a part of the Ballarat line upgrade. The station features 2 side platforms as well as a car park and bus interchange. After departing Rockbank, the Melton line passes through the Thornhill Park estate before arriving at the new Cobblebank Station. Cobblebank Station is the newest station on the line, having first opened in 2019 as a part of the Ballarat line upgrade and serves the suburb of Cobblebank and the eastern end of the Melton area. Cobblebank is overall similar to Rockbank Station as it was built at the same time as Rockbank was rebuilt. Continuing about another 2,500 metres west of Cobblebank, the line arrives into Melton Station. Melton is the terminus of the suburban section of the line and is the busiest station on the Ballarat line. The station opened in 1884 as the 3rd original station on the line. Melton Station features a pair of crossovers just east of the Exford Road level crossing, allowing trains to terminate onto either platform. There is also a small refuge siding located on the down end of the station, allowing trains to wait in the siding to let a train on the Ballarat line to pass through before departing for the next service. This siding can also only be accessed from platform 1. There is no major stabling yard here, as trains are instead stabled at the nearby Mattingley Stabling Yard, which is just west of Bacchus Marsh. Melton also serves as the end of the double track line on the Ballarat line, as the line becomes a single track just west of the level crossing at Coburns Road. Despite being named Melton, the station is actually located in South Melton and is quite a distance from the Melton town centre. Despite undergoing an upgrade in 2019, Melton Station is set to be rebuilt as a Skyrail in the coming years as the area becomes level crossing free. The new Melton Station will feature 4 platforms, allowing for better operation of terminating and through trains. So that was the Melton line. We're now moving on to the Wyndham Vale line. After diverging away from the Melton line at West Deer Park Junction, the line makes a big curve south, passing through Truganina and then arrives at Tarneit Station. Tarneit Station serves the fast-growing suburb of Tarneit and is the second busiest station on the V-Line network. The station is located near the intersection of Leakeys Road and Derrimut Road. Tarneit Station, along with the rest of the Wyndham Vale line, opened in 2015 as a diversion of the original path of the old Geelong line through Werribee. Despite being less than 10 years old, the station has already undergone several car park expansions as well as a relocated bus interchange to allow more buses to serve the station as the area quickly grows. The line continues southwest of Tarneit for about 11 kilometres before arriving at the terminus at Wyndham Vale Station. Wyndham Vale Station opened in 2015 and is the only trench station on the V-Line network. The station serves the areas of Wyndham Vale and Manor Lakes. There are crossovers located north of the station, allowing trains to access both platforms as well as the Wyndham Vale Yard, which is used to stable trains. There is a turnback siding located a few kilometres south of the station, allowing trains to drop off passengers on the platform, then proceed into the siding so that terminating trains don't block the line for trains continuing towards Geelong. Despite the line only opening in 2015, there are another 2 proposed stations to be opened on the line in the coming years, those stations being located at Truganina and West Tarneit. The additional stations are to better serve the growth areas in the Wyndham area and to relieve pressure from the busy Tarneit Station. There have been plans to electrify both the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines to properly incorporate them into the suburban network and speed up travel times for trains towards Geelong and Ballarat. However, there are no concrete plans for this, and not much is known about when or if this will ever happen. Currently, the Wyndham Vale line is served by some 9-carriage velocity trains during the peak hour, with plans to also run 9-carriage trains on the Melton line to better assist with crowding that is occurring on that line. So that's the Melton and Wyndham Vale lines, some forgotten but important railway lines keeping Melbourne's west moving. So with that, thank you for watching this video.